Jacket weather this morning, but summer-like weather is on the way. I'll show you how long the weekend's hot temperatures will stick around.
Water restrictions progress. Constraints on when you can water your lawn are even more critical as heat moves in this weekend. How Raleigh city leaders say you can help protect water levels.
Big festivals. We are talking about major events happening in the Triangle this weekend, and WRAL looks into the cost for organizers. How organizers are trying to avoid passing on the cost to people attending.
Good morning, everyone. 6 o'clock is the time, Friday, and the sunrise putting on a show for you right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Levinga. Yes, the sunrise is showing up. It's showing out. Not mad about it, but not even just behind us here where you see the Raleigh skyline. Also behind Elizabeth Gardner, Southern Pines showing up with some pinks and some purple hues.
Isn't it beautiful? I mean, almost every camera, especially if it's looking east at all, is just showing such a beautiful start this morning. Skies are clear, temperatures are chilly, and the sunrise is gorgeous. 46 in the Triangle, and we're looking at west wind right now at 3 miles per hour. It shifts to southwesterly as we get through the day today, and that warms us up to a very pleasant upper 70s. But by tomorrow, it's upper 80s, and then the 90s, and then the humidity. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit. It's 43 in Roxborough, 46 in Durham, 47 in Clinton, and in some of our eastern towns too. Compared to yesterday, 10 to about 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. That's a pretty big drop. Our temperature at lunchtime near 70, and we climb into the upper 70s this afternoon. Get outside today and enjoy it if you can, because over the weekend, here we go, 87 on Saturday, 92 on Sunday. And we could see 5 days in a row with highs in the 90s. I'll show you why it'll be so hot for so long coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, at 6:01, we continue to follow that breaking news on I-40 westbound because of a crash right there at the Highway 55 interchange. Let's get to Ali Cadlabar. She was stuck in traffic in that breaking news tracker. So what is your experience right now, Ali?
Yeah, we just passed where that crash was, Ken, in the past 5 minutes, and it is clear. We did not see any police officers, fire trucks, or any cars left over or damage from that crash as well. And so we were stuck in standstill traffic for about 30 minutes, and along with a lot of other drivers, we are hopping back on I-40 East now, and it was clear there were still some delays, but of course we're staying on top of this. But as of now, Ken, it is clear.
Excellent. And you can see from our live traffic camera network at I-40 and Austin Avenue, those are the westbound lanes there, moving at a nice steady clip. So that's really good news to report. So that road was shut down for about an hour ago. So that's good news there. But as far as other routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area, short of a 1-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest, all the other major routes coming in from Knightdale or Gardner-Johnson County, delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. This morning marks nearly a month since water restrictions were put in place for Raleigh water customers. And out of the 660,000 customers, only 17 warning letters have been sent out since those restrictions began. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live out at Falls Lake. Kelsey, the city says people should keep complying with these restrictions, especially as we head into hot weather this weekend.
Yes, Renee, the city wants everyone just to keep it up. Watering your lawn and your plants is the #1 driver for increasing demand for water, especially during hot days. So that's why the city's message is to continue following their guidelines this morning. We'll show you water levels here at Falls Lake this morning. You can even see how there's dirt and debris visible because those water levels are so low. Let's take you to some Sky 5 video from earlier this week that captures how low lake levels are right now. As of this week, Ed Butkin with Raleigh Water says the lake is at 77%. That still fits the criteria for stage 1 restrictions. He says customers can use other options to water their lawns instead of a sprinkler system to help save water.
We also remind our customers that there's other forms of irrigation that folks can use, like soaker hoses, things like that, drip irrigation. Use a lot less water. There's a lot less water loss to evaporation using those techniques.
Charlotte went into stage 2 restrictions today, but we're not there yet. Butkin says that water levels here at Falls Lake would have to drop another 22% in order for that to happen in Raleigh. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live at Falls Lake.
The Triangle will be packed this weekend with festivals and fun events.
Okay, so let's run through some of the things you can do. The Got to Be NC Festival, that is this weekend. It opens today at noon and then runs through Sunday at the State Fairgrounds on Trinity Road in Raleigh. Just so you know, it is free for anyone to go to. This festival highlights North Carolina agriculture with entertainment, activities, and, oh yes, food, food, food. Also, Artsplosion kicks off tomorrow at 11 a.m. in downtown Raleigh. This two-day event features a market with work from artists across the country, entertainment, activities for kids, and art installations. In fact, WRAL's Ken Smith and Elizabeth Gardner will be there to MC some events. WRAL is a sponsor of this event.
Tomorrow, the Bimbay Cultural Arts Festival takes place in Durham. The festival is a celebration of African and African American heritage. It will feature live music, a market with work from local artists, food, and more. The event is tomorrow from 1 until 7 p.m. over at Rock Quarry Park. WRAL is a media sponsor. 6:05 now. Rising costs are putting pressure on the organizers of these festivals.
Well, to talk more about this is why we have WRAL's Kirsten Clark out live at the NC State Fairgrounds. And Kirsten, organizers say they don't want to pass a cost on to people who are attending.
Yes, Chris, and they're expecting a big turnout here at the State Fairgrounds for the Got to Be NC Festival, which kicks off this afternoon. You talked about food, food, food. You can see there are several food stands set up here, as well as carnival rides. You've got several vendors, but the price for all of this to get here has only gone up. I spoke with the organizers of Got to Be NC, the Bimbay Cultural Arts Festival, and Artsplosion. In Durham, Bimbay organizers say they're having to think creatively to maximize the festival's set budget. Artsplosion's executive director described the rising price for necessities like materials, equipment, and labor nearly 10% higher year over year. And State Fair Director Kent Yelverton says he's noticed the biggest financial strain on those vendors.
Their cost of their supplies are always a variable. Whether it's their protein supplies or their dry goods supplies, they're always having to factor in those things. Certainly fuel is at the top of that list because they are moving every week.
Yeah, so organizers say it's the vendors, the volunteers, and the attendees that really keep these festivals going. So far, they have not had to pass any of those extra costs on to attendees, thankfully, but they say that could change as costs continue to rise. Live at the State Fairgrounds in Raleigh, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Authorities in Harnett County are investigating after a large fire at a tire recycling center. You see this right here? Sky 5 was above that scene yesterday as firefighters worked to put out these flames. And this fire was at Liberty Tire Recycling on McCoy Road in Cameron. That fire was also fueled by gusty winds, and that created challenges for these firefighters. It's still unclear what even started this, but we did reach out to the fire department about the cause of the fire and if there were any injuries.
A new chapter in the back and forth between lawmakers and teachers. There have been calls for higher pay, including in Durham. The Durham Association of Educators gathered last night to talk about the changes they'd like to see. The group says the 8% raise for teachers being discussed by state lawmakers is not enough. They're asking county commissioners to include enough funding in the new budget to raise the district's minimum wage to $19.22. School employees we spoke with say they are struggling to make a livable wage.
Our teachers work hard. 8% is not enough. They need a lot more. A lot of the classified employees have to work 2 or 3 jobs because they're not making ends meet.
Commissioners have several weeks before they need to finalize the budget. A public hearing on the budget is scheduled for Tuesday.
The meeting between U.S. and Chinese leadership is beginning to wind down. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping met at the latter's official residence today ahead of Trump's departure. And the two leaders discussed trade, Taiwan, and, of course, the Strait of Hormuz during their 2-day summit. President Trump says they are both in agreement on Iran.
We feel very similar to Iran. We want that to end. We don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. We want the straits open.
President Trump is expected to return to D.C. today.
A major road closure that could affect your weekend plans. NCDOT is shutting down most of the I-440 Western Boulevard interchange starting tonight. Crews plan to finish work on the interchange this weekend. 6 different interchanges will be closed starting at 8 o'clock tonight. However, you can take I-440 West to westbound Western or I-440 East to eastbound Western. There will also be detours on Melbourne Road and Hillsborough Street. The interchanges are expected to reopen to traffic at 5 a.m. on Monday.
Your time this Friday morning is 6:10, and we are talking about vandalism concerns. Neighbors are responding to broken windows at St. Augustine's University. Why they're worried this will negatively affect their neighborhood.
City Hall fight. 2 Rocky Mount officials got into an altercation, forcing the building to go on lockdown. The information we are still trying to gather this morning.
It's a beautiful start. Look at the clear skies that we have as we take a look across Wake County toward Garner. We're going to see a gorgeous day today, but the heat is on for the weekend. I'll show you what changes with our weather pattern and when it gets humid again.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. What a beautiful sunrise we have happening right here at Carr Lake. The sun just popped up over the horizon, and it's going to be perfect lake weather. I know some of the apartment complex pools have started to open. It's definitely going to be one of those weekends that you're going to want to find a cool spot. It is a cool spot outside right now this morning. 42 in Southern Pines, 46 in Raleigh, 47 in Goldsboro, 47 in Rocky Mount. So you may need to grab a jacket, but by lunchtime, it's feeling very comfortable. Temperature near 70 degrees with lots of sunshine. It won't be as breezy as it was yesterday, and this afternoon it should be nice and comfortable for exercise. A little bit cool this morning, but we'll see highs in the upper 70s for this afternoon. You want to watch it for Saturday and Sunday. As a matter of fact, we have a string of highs in the 90s in our forecast. I'll show you how many coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Boy, things have settled down on I-40 westbound in Durham, so that's good news right there. So let's turn our attention to the east of Raleigh. Here's a live look at I-87 and Smith Reed Road. These are the southbound lanes heading away from us this morning, flowing at a nice steady clip as we widen out the stretch of I-87 all the way back to Wyndham Falls Parkway. No delays whatsoever, so that's even more good news. Coming up, I'll take a look at some other major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area.
St. Augustine's University is dealing with vandalism. According to Raleigh police, officers found 20 windows shattered on campus, adding up to about $10,000 in damage. People living nearby tell WRAL there is only one security guard on duty, and they also say the campus is only partially secured, and that makes it a target for vandals and people looking for a place to stay. Many neighbors say they're just hoping the university makes a comeback, and one alumna tells WRAL cases like this make it difficult for the university to have a comeback.
We are already fighting to come back. And if things continue to get destroyed, if things continue to fall apart, I just don't know how we can come back from that.
Nikki Dublin-Turner also said the local community needs to stay vigilant to prevent any more damage being done to this historic university. We did reach out to the university's bankruptcy administrator, and they say the school bankruptcy council is working to properly secure the campus.
The North Carolina SBI is investigating a disturbance at Rocky Mount City Hall involving 2 council members. Witnesses tell WRAL Charles Robertson and Andre Knight were fighting. They say it started not long after an interaction between representatives from a development company and council member Robertson. No injuries were reported, but people who were at that meeting were moved into a brief lockdown. WRAL reached out to City Council and investigators for more information. We are waiting to hear back. The town of Cary is proposing a property tax increase. The interim town manager presented a plan for a $573 million budget. Some of the money would pay for 2 new positions to enhance financial oversight. Last year, Sean Stiegel resigned after questions about how he was spending town money. The proposal also includes a property tax increase, about $20 more per month on average. So much going on in our area this weekend. You will not be bored.
I do not want to hear, oh, there's nothing to do.
Exactly.
There's plenty to do. Let's talk about it in WRAL's Out and About. So you've got the Durham Greek Festival getting started tomorrow. The festival will have delicious Greek food and pastries, traditional music and folk dance, as well as shopping. And that will be at the St. Barbara Greek Orthodox Church on NC 751. The festival runs through Sunday and starts at 11 a.m. each day.
Also happening in Durham, the Common Roots Festival celebrates Asian American and Pacific Islander heritage. The event will feature Asian artists, performances, and food. The festival will be at Durham Central Park tomorrow from 3 to 8 p.m. It is free to attend. And happening tomorrow in Cary, a celebration of cars from all generations. The town is hosting Wheels on Academy Car Show. It will include a competition for Best in Show. Judges will be ranking the best cars by decade. This will all be at the Town Hall campus from 7 until 3. For more weekend activities, go to WRAL.com. Search Out and About.
You know, Ray, let's go ahead and go over here to the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Look at this beautiful shot from Carolina Beach. I'm tempted to sing The Circle of Life, but I think Disney might sue me for doing that. But that's just beautiful sunrise, Elizabeth.
Isn't it gorgeous? I had to pull this up. You know, it's kind of a tease. It is Friday. Maybe you're staying here for all the fun festivals. Maybe you're headed to the beach. Maybe you're headed to the beach next weekend. I see a couple of people out there enjoying this gorgeous sunrise. It is going to be a really nice weekend at the beach. Next weekend, it's looking a little bit wetter. We'll talk more about that coming up. Right now, it's 46 degrees in the Triangle, so it is chilly. It is cool there at Carolina Beach also. Here's why. This high pressure system rotating clockwise has helped to feed in cool air over the last 24 hours. As it moves eastward, it'll start to pull up the warmth, and this time the humidity. Really haven't had much humidity so far this year. This is going to be our first kind of step in that direction. So 92 Sunday, and we have highs in the 90s all the way through Thursday. So this is a long stretch of highs in the 90s. So definitely feeling like a summer pattern for us. Then we look ahead to Memorial Day weekend. I know that's way down the line. It's not even technically in our 7-day forecast, but Thursday is, and it does look like we could start to see some rain on Thursday. How much of the remainder of the weekend will be wet, it's hard to say, but some of it could be. So we're going to be watching that closely. Here's a look at Thursday at 7 p.m. So some afternoon and evening storms as a front comes through. Then it's possible that we would either have that front stalling or a second front that comes through that could bring us some rain later in the weekend, possibly Sunday into Monday. That's 8 p.m. on Sunday and then into the day on Monday. But again, the timing of that and how much we could see is going to be very iffy until we get a lot closer to the weekend. But just a heads up, think about it as you're making your plans. Right now we have a 50% chance of rain in the forecast for Thursday and about 1/4 of an inch in the forecast to cover that. It has been a very dry spring, the driest on record. We are 6 inches below normal for spring so far, and that includes March 1st through right now. No change with the drought monitor yesterday. We still have most of our counties in some part of the county under extreme drought right now. We didn't see it getting any worse because of the rain that we saw last week, but we're not likely to see a whole lot of rain coming up at least in the next 6 days or so. We still need at least 10 to 15 inches of rain to end the drought. Over the weekend, we're looking at hot conditions, so keep that in mind as you're making your plans, but it will be nice and hot. Maybe you're going to head to the lake, maybe to the pool. If you're headed out for any of our festivals, make sure that you're prepared with some shady spots and some water.
Oh, we'll be prepared. So listen, here's how you can prepare for your morning commute. Let's take a live look at this section of the northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 and New Bern Avenue, the westbound lanes moving away at a right steady clip this morning. So as we widen out the view, no delays whatsoever in that northern loop of the Beltline. And this is indicative of what we're seeing in all of our major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area. Short of a 1-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest, but if you're coming east on I-40, you're coming in out of Apex, Nightdale, all delay free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Tracking hantavirus. More than 40 people are being monitored in the U.S. for the virus, putting health leaders on alert. A closer look at just how prepared North Carolina is.
Plus, sailing the seas. Listen to this. A North Carolina man back home after spending the last year on a boat he built. His message for others after this incredible journey.
A man from eastern North Carolina is back home after spending the last year sailing the world. On top of that, he sailed the world on a boat he built himself. Josh Kelly left Beaufort in January of 2025. He returned a little over a year later, becoming the first American to circumnavigate the globe in a boat less than 20 feet in size. After his journey, he's now encouraging others to follow their dreams.
One of my favorite things in life is to take something that only exists in your imagination and make it real. I like to try to inspire people to do things that are maybe a bit out of their comfort zone, and to try to help people to believe that their dreams are possible, in fact.
He is living proof of that. During his trip, Callie competed in the world's first mini globe race. He finished the competition in just over 223 days.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
A lot of new music from Drake, and the Carolina Panthers are having fun with the release of next season's schedule.
And to talk about that this morning, we have Ken Smith here on What's Trending.
Oh, we're all ready for some football, right? But let's start with Drake. Fans waking up to quite the surprise this morning. The rapper and singer releasing his new album, Iceman, at midnight. But that's not all. He released 2 more surprise albums. The albums are called Maid of Honor and Habibti.
Yeah, Habibti is actually Arabic for like sweetheart or, my love, that kind of thing. I listened to Maid of Honor a little bit. First 2 tracks, kind of a head bop. I didn't listen to all of it, but it's interesting. All 3 albums have a combined 43 songs with several guest appearances. Some people might say, though, a little oversaturated, do 3 in one day.
Well, he was
overachiever.
Yeah. So how about this? The Carolina Panthers preparing to blow up their competition next season. Players were on hand as professionals blew up items related to the teams they're set to play next year. The Panthers will be looking to return to the playoffs after winning the NFC South last year.
Something about watching all of that, right? So much fun. The teams always just have a good time putting out these videos and having fun with that, but blowing up the competition.
It's going to be good.
Ken, thank you. Water levels dropping. We are still in a drought as we prepare for hot temperatures coming this weekend. A look at how our area is doing as thousands of people are still under water restrictions.
Plus, big festival weekend. The Triangle has a number of large events planned over the next few days. We'll talk about how rising costs are affecting people's plans.
And plan to grab a jacket or send one out the door with the kids this morning. Our temperatures are chilly, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. Should be a beautiful afternoon when the kids come home. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s, but the heat is on for the weekend. I'll show you when it becomes more humid.